Hello and welcome to Kitchen Counter Crafts. I hope that if you like this video, you will subscribe, comment, and like. With that, let's get on with the video. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at the John MacArthur Preacher's Bible. And it is going to be the big, huge Bible in the middle. And I also have the Preacher's Bible, that's a handy size, just for comparison. And I have another video that I've done on that one, so that you can take a look at that one. But these two right here are the John MacArthur Preacher's Bible, and they are New American Standard Bible, and it comes in this lovely, beautiful box. I actually, my sweet husband who has this Bible that was given to him, he is a preacher, and our good friend actually gifted this one to him on the day that our church started, and so he put that, not on the day, but to commemorate the day that the church started. And on the side he has Sola Scriptura, and this rebinding has been done by Post Tenebras Lux, and it's just beautiful in the way that looks. And so this one was redone, and as you can see, it is the Preacher's Bible. So this one is just here to show you that my husband does actually use this quite a bit, actually, for preaching, and you can see his notes in there as well when he preaches. So that one is there just to show you how lovely this is. And I'm going to actually go ahead and use mine that he bought me, because I don't know if you've seen some of the other videos that I do, but I love to Bible journal. And so he's been looking for a Bible for me with a wide margin and a bigger font, because I'm going blind. And so he got this one for me, and you can tell by the packaging maybe that this is a second. So there, it looks like somebody put some glue or tape or something. So it comes in this super heavy box here, and the box on the inside has the 2 tabs. I know, nothing to look at inside, but on the back it shows that it was published by Steadfast Bibles, a division of 316 Publishing from Irvine, California. So like I do in my other videos, one of the things that I wanted to do here is to show you what this review is going to have. And it's going to have all the things that are great about the John MacArthur Preacher's Bible, and then the pros and the cons on the bottom. So a few things to take a look at. John MacArthur's Preacher's Bible is an NASB, and in the very beginning here you can see, I hope, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Here we go. So you can see that it has a welcome letter, just kind of the vision letter, I should say, by John MacArthur, signed here by yours truly. And he has the front page here, and then on this side it is all the information about copyright and the NASB as well. And you can have a few pages here that have this. The pages are very thick, they're like magazine quality, I would say. And again, New American Standard Bible. It is by Steadfast Publishing. As I mentioned, it's a 316 division. The cover is goatskin, and on the website it says Italian goatskin. You can see kind of the pebbled look. This is actually more of like a stamped pebble, because it's a very, very uniform. And then it has these 5 massive ribs on the spine, and then the gold imprinting that says the Preacher's Bible, New American Standard, and then the Steadfast Publishing as well. It is also leather lined, and it has this really nice, very soft liner on the inside. It is edge lined as well, and it has this gold edge lining, I guess, gilt lining on the side. And then it has perimeter stitching. Let's zoom in on that stitching. You can see that as well. It is Smyth Sewn, and it has to be so that it can hang on to all those papers. And as I mentioned, this thing is like cardstock, And then these pages are super duper thick. They're almost like cardstock, and you've got, I flip, so this one is 1, 2, 3, then the letter, and then the front forward, books of the Bible, the Old Testament, and then it starts here with Genesis. So the paper, as I mentioned, is super thick. It is 65 GSM according to their website. It is 92 opacity. There is no ghosting. You should be able to see that. It's because this paper is so thick that you cannot get past any of it. So sorry about that, and drop that. It is also single column, and it has 10.5 fonts. So you can see a little bit here what that looks like. And then it has this really great thing. It has this bolding on the new paragraphs. So I don't know if you can tell when I have this zoomed in so close, but here there's a new paragraph. On verse 10, it has a new paragraph as well. So you can see that there. And then it's the verses are line by line. There is an 1.5 inch margin exactly. And then this is also 9.5 inches. So you can see 9.5 inches by 6 and this says 6.5 on their description, but mine is like a little bit 6 1/4, I guess. And then it is 2.5 inches thick. So that is for sure 2.5 inches thick, and 1.5 inch margins, as I said. So wide margin, black letter, so it is black, and the paper is actually very nice and creamy. Some people say that the paper has a gloss to it. I have overhead lights. They said that it was difficult for preaching, and you can actually see the gloss with my lights from my kitchen counter, because this is kitchen counter crafts. So you can see the lights, and it has a little bit of a shine to it. I wouldn't say it's glossy paper because that's a little misleading, but it is black letter, line matched. It has 2K Denmark layout. In the back, it has a concordance. Look at this thing, how thick it is. Really pretty, the art gilding as well, the gold gild. Okay, in the back you have a concordance. I can get to it. Boy, that's quite a bit. Okay, here we go. So that's still the Book of Jude. Boy, having problems today. Okay, there we go. There is the concordance, if you can see that there, and I can be in screen here. And the concordance is actually quite thick. There's quite a bit of it. And so one of the things that my husband, the preacher, said he would have a little bit differently is actually have a little bit more blank pages, because there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blank pages that you can write on. And then there's one more, that cardstocky type, and then one more, just like in the beginning. So there's 3 cardstock type papers, but really 5 note-taking papers, and then this much of the concordance. In fact, it says 82 pages of a concordance. And when I was asking him before my review what he would do differently, he said that he would actually swap out the concordance for footnotes so that he can have those useful for preaching, and then he could just mark it in his Bible while he was preaching. So you have a concordance. There are no references, no footnotes, and just those blank sheets in the back. This block is pretty heavy. It is massive. It's supposed to be massive. This is supposed to be a preacher's Bible. This is not something that you're supposed to carry back and forth to church. And, you know, for my art journaling, while these margins are beautiful and lovely, this is actually not going to be very practical for me, because the margins are still 1.5 inches, which is nice size. But because I draw while I'm in the sermon and while I'm listening to the sermon, because it helps me to memorize scripture, I don't think that this is something that I could carry back and forth because I don't work out. And this book, maybe I should be carrying it back and forth because this book would be a really great workout. It's about 6 pounds, no joke. And so here are some of the pros and the cons. I didn't even show you the ribbons. Silly me. All right, there's the ribbons. Those are really sad and very short, very pathetic looking. So there's not much. And one of the things I wanted to point out, let me show you this. So sometimes you use the ribbon to flip the page, and by the time you get here, you've got like a tiny, teeny little bit of ribbon that is left, and you cannot use that to, I mean, you can, but boy, it's really difficult to get to that. So some of the pros are thick, luxurious paper that is like magazine quality. It's super easy to turn the pages, and it's true because they're so thick. It's not an issue. It's not like the onion skin stuff. Very nice wide margin for the notes. Super easy to read. The font, especially for him with the lights in church and everything else. The con could be that there is a small shine to the paper. The shiny paper will smudge ink. And then instead of the 82-page concordance, it would be nice to have footnotes. And by the way, for those 2 ribbons, guess what? For the new edition, they have increased those to 4 ribbons. This yap is very little too. If you can see, there's not much of a yap at all. I would say like maybe 2/10 of an inch, maybe a 1/4 inch at the most. And so they've increased the yap by another 1/4 inch in the new edition. And it is a heavy duty Bible, which again could be a pro or a con. Now, I just want to show you real quick. This is the Handy Size Preacher's Bible. I'm gonna zoom out here. So this is the Handy Size Preacher, and you can just see the difference here between the two, especially in size. They actually are the same exact size, like the dimensions, except for in the width, and also the Preacher size has indexing, which is super duper nice. And again, like I said, I did the review on that, and the ribbons are very nice and long, and there's several of them, and you can compare the ribbons here to this one, which it's kind of useful to do that as well. The difference here is that some people have said in their comments of this beautiful Bible, and that is that it takes up too much room on the pulpit. So at our church, my husband's pulpit is very small. It is the size of a, I would say like a placemat, but when this is open, it's not taking up any more room than this one. So they're really quite the same when it comes to that. It's just the length or the width of it. So don't let those reviews fool you. It's not the size of this, it's how massive it is because of the quality of paper. So I hope that this review was useful to you. One more comparison for you is the Schuyler Quentel, because many of you Bible junkies really have these lovely Bibles. This is also my husband. So just to compare that there, it's the same size as just about the Preacher's Bible, and you have all three there to look at. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you for joining me, and if you liked it, would you please subscribe or comment, because I love to know that people are watching these videos. And until the next one, bye-bye.